What's going on, everyone? And on TCG here. Want to spend some time talking about Terapagos EX Ultra Premium Collection. When you look at the market, there's a lot of things moving up, etc. There's some value out there. There's some items that aren't super value add, but this Terapagos EX, especially going into this TCG player sale, there is so much value in this. It's so freaking cheap. There's almost no downside. I want to walk you guys through this and walk you through exactly what you're getting. So just kind of disregard the price here. But you get the 3 promos. So 3 promos here. You have the Terapagos Full Art, which is not in, none of these are in Stellar Crown. You have the Lapras Gold Hyper Rare, and then you have the Cinderace Hyper Rare. And if these cards were in Stellar Crown, they'd probably be 15, 20 bucks each. From this perspective, I think the price is artificially pushed down because I think when this came out and stores had to order, the promos weren't known. The promos were, I believe they were known for the Greninja one, specifically for GameStop, but that's it. So everybody kind of looked at this and said, okay, well, we don't know what they are. Are they going to be garbage reprints? And I think, quite honestly, the ordering was a little light for what you would expect for an ultra premium collection, especially given the last 2 were absolutely through the roof with 151, and then Charizard, what is that, Lost Origin, whatever. So what we got from Distro was we were all over the place. We got 6 boxes from one, 8 from another. We got 108 from one. So it's kind of crazy, and some of them still have boxes available. We'll go through that tomorrow with This Week in Distro. But let's talk about the value here. So you have the playmat, you have the dice. A lot of this stuff I don't really care about. You have the 3 promos. You have 18 packs. And then there are foil energies that aren't shown here, but they're really, really badass. They're like your cracked ice foils or whatever in Magic the Gathering. So if we walk through this, here's a breakdown of the packs. So there are 4 Stellar Crown packs. There are 2 Temporal Forces packs. There are 4 Twilight Masquerade packs, 4 Paradox Rift packs, and 4 Obsidian Flames packs. Unfortunately, it doesn't go back to Paldea, but it's a nice little set of packs, and there are packs and sets that are all moving right now. They're all going through the roof. So assume market value is $3 per pack, except for Twilight that's sitting at $4. That's $58 of value just in the packs. So let's look at the promos. And again, these promos were kind of dumped on the market here. There's not a whole lot, but let's just assume 15 bucks. Dude's at the low here. And if we look at the sales at 10, 13, 20, it's kind of all over the place. I figure it'll probably settle around 10, move up to 15. Because quite honestly, it's a super playable card, and it is nice. So let's just assume 15 bucks for the Terapagos EX. Lapras Hyper Rare, let's just assume 8 bucks, right? Somewhere around there. Looks like it's sold 8, 9, 7, 10. Just throw an $8 number in there. Again, super cool card. And I think, as I mentioned with the gold Pikachu in Surging Sparks, seems like Pokemon companies doing what they can to try to get some interest in these cards by making them the most difficult cards in the set to pull, which is really cool for the future. So here's a Cinderace. Let's throw a $6 price target on there. It looks like data-wise, 6, 7, 8. 6 is fair. So we're at $29 for the promos, $58 for the packs. So you're at $87 just for those 2 pieces. I mean, you talk fees, whatever, but let's just talk straight value. Not a whole lot of downside. I think anybody would argue with those items. Now there are 8 energies, and I'm kind of thinking the energies will go between $1 $2 per. This is the only place you can get them right now. So just say $2. Say $16 for the energies, and I'm sure they'll be for sale here at some point. They might be. I don't feel like pulling them up. So you're at 87 plus 16, so $103. That's the packs, the 3 promos at the current low list. And again, this has only been out for a week or two, so they could technically go down a little bit. They'll probably push back up once this dumps over. So, and then 16 for the energy. So again, $2 times 8. So you're at 103. You still have the dice, which are cool. You still have the playmat, which, you know, I have a million playmats. I quite honestly don't care, but I'm sure you'd get $5 or $10 for it if you sold it. So let's just put a pin at $103, excluding the dice and the mat. On TCG Player right now, there are stores dumping this for $89, shipping included. Now, these boxes, if you've ever seen them before, they're big. They're clunky as shit, and they're expensive to ship, probably $10. These boxes were between $70 and $75 from distro, depending on the distributor. So, you know, this dude here is selling for, call it $80, minus 13% commission. They're barely getting their money back, or they're losing money on this just to move it. And there's a ton of boxes sitting right around here, some at 95. But going into the TCG Player Black Friday sale, if you can buy them at 89 and you get the low 10% off, you're at $80. The high, I think, is 13. You're at 77.5. You know, you look at the 95 here, 96, whatever, you're getting almost $10 off. So you're still at $85, $86. There's $103 of value in here. And that's like the absolute bottom of where these are at. So I think between the promos being unique to this and the packs being a really, really nice mix. Now, look, it would have been cool if Surging Sparks were in here, but yeah, it is what it is. You know, if Surging was in here and Obsidian was out, that would be really cool, because I'm not a big fan of Obsidian. But yeah, it is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets with decent pack count, all sets that are moving in the right direction relatively rapidly. This is probably not going to get reprinted just because it's big, it's clunky, you know, somewhat of a pain in the ass. I would imagine they didn't significantly overprint this. So look, this is probably runs through this product, and at some point in Q1, Q2, selling around 120, 130. You know, not going to set the world on fire. But if you look at this, there's not a whole lot listed. These guys are right at MSRP here. But the people looking to move them are the guys that they're just trying to churn inventory. Just blow them out and move on to the next thing. So, you know, when this deal comes, this is probably the best value for your dollar on the market, because there's almost no downside. Now, you know, the upside could be limited, but there's 500 of these listed, which quite honestly isn't a whole heck of a lot. You know, but $40,000 worth, $50,000 worth, something like that. I would highly recommend looking at this, because at $80, you're almost paying what distro is. And if there's $103 of value plus the dice and the mat, there's almost no downside. So I just want to point this out, because this is a product that everybody kind of forgot about, was lukewarm about. It got delayed. So now it's here, and the stores are dumping, and there's a 10 to 13% sale coming in. It's kind of like the perfect storm of getting some value out of this thing. So anyway, like, subscribe, join the Discord. Thanks, guys.